Good afternoon and welcome to WeFM's 3 p.m. news. I am your presenter, Rajiv Providence. First, on the local scene, police have laid charges in two separate incidents this week. In Kingstown, 41-year-old landscaper Ozari Denny of New Montrose was arrested for stealing a bottle of Magnum tonic wine valued at $11.75 from a Sol gas station. He pleaded guilty and was bonded for 9 months in the sum of $500 with a default sentence of 3 months in prison. Meanwhile, in Rattamill, 25-year-old Lamar Morgan was charged with damaging a wooden door and lock worth over $300. He appeared in court on Tuesday and was ordered to undergo a 2-week mental health evaluation. His matter resumes on October 14th. St. Vincent and the Grenadines has strengthened regional integration with the passage of two bills supporting the free movement of CARICOM nationals. The Immigration Restriction Amendment Act and the Protocol on Contingent Rights now allow Vincentians, Barbadians, Dominicans, and Belizeans to travel, live, and work freely across these countries, with spouses and children guaranteed access to education and healthcare. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves said the legislation ensures people can move for work or family reasons with dignity, adding that many Vincentians are excited to explore opportunities in Barbados and other member states. Still on the local scene, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves has proposed renaming Victoria Park the main venue for national and cultural events ahead of the 46th Independence Day on October 27th. Dr. Gonsalves said the park, currently named after Queen Victoria, no longer reflects Vincentian identity and cultural heritage. He emphasized that public consultation will guide the selection of a new name, with the hope of reaching consensus in time for the celebrations. The Prime Minister added that the change is long overdue, noting that colonial-era names no longer hold relevance and that the park should better represent the people and culture of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. On to news in the region. As Trinidad and Tobago prepares for its 2026 national budget, UWI economics professor Roger Hussein is urging a strategic economic plan. Speaking on CNC3's Morning Brew, Hussein said Finance Minister Dave Tanku should focus on reducing the non-energy fiscal balance, boosting non-energy exports, and improving labor force participation. He stressed that long-term economic stability will rely on trade, tourism, services, and remittances, rather than short-term energy revenue. Hussein also defended recent cuts to social programs, linking them to declining natural gas production, while AmCham TNT CEO Nirad Tawari noted the government has limited borrowing options. Opposition leader in Antigua and Barbuda, Jamil Pringle, says a lack of public trust in the police is making it harder to solve crimes. Speaking at a UPP town hall, Pringle cited a Scarrett's pasture case where a resident feared sharing surveillance footage after receiving a threatening note. He argued such incidents discourage cooperation and called for stronger police community engagement and confidentiality. Pringle also urged regular updates on investigations to show that cases remain active, while emphasizing transparency and accountability as key to rebuilding public confidence in law enforcement. Finally, on the international scene, U.S. President Donald Trump has signed an executive order pledging to guarantee Qatar's security, including military retaliation if the country is attacked again. The move follows Israeli strikes in Doha last month that killed several Hamas operatives and a Qatari security officer. Trump described Qatar as a steadfast ally and said the United States will regard any attack on its territory, sovereignty, or critical infrastructure as a threat to U.S. peace and security. The pledge comes amid ongoing efforts to repair US Qatar relations after the strikes, while maintaining support for Israel. Qatari officials welcomed the commitment, emphasizing their determination to defend sovereignty and prevent future attacks. This has been WeFM's 3 p.m. news. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 5:30 for WeFM's evening news, and we thank you for listening.